Welcome to our course Cite It Right. In the following videos we will have a look at the basic principles of citing. In part 1 we will talk about why we have to cite. In part 2 we will have a look at how we can prevent unintentional plagiarism. In part 3 we will have a look at the rules of good scientific practice. In parts 4 to 8 we will talk about the 4 basic principles of citing. The first principle is a principle of usability, which deals with the question which sources we are actually allowed to cite. Other people's works are usually protected by copyright law, so that we cannot just use them in any way we want, but that there are certain limitations. That's why in part 5 we introduce the right to cite. In part 6 we will talk about the second principle, the principle of authorship. Here we will have a look at how we can cite in the text. In part 7 we will talk about the principle 3, the principle of retrievability. Here we will also talk about citation systems and citation styles. And we will finish with part 8 and the fourth principle, the principle of consistency. Here we will have a look how we can format our citations in the text and the full reference in the reference list consistently. Let's start with the most important question. Why do we cite? And here I would like you to pause this video and think about it. Why do we cite? Now that you've thought about it, I will tell you what kind of answers my participants give in my citation courses when I ask this question. They would say something like, to protect the intellectual property of others, or to distinguish my own ideas from those of others, or to show the current state of research, and to show how I reached my results, or to refer to established methods and standards. Also to support statements or give evidence, and of course to refer to relevant literature. They also use it to compare different results or to define important terms. And if we condense all those answers they gave, we can come up with 2 main reasons why we have to cite. The first one is the copyright law. So there is this copyright law which requires us to cite when we use another person's work. Secondly, we are working academically, so we also have to stick to the rules of good scientific practice, which tell us that we don't only have to cite when we use another person's work, but also when we use another person's ideas. We'll have a closer look at the copyright law as well as the rules of good scientific practice in the following videos.